Hi, everyone. Welcome to your Friday Junior.
You get me every time.
6 o'clock. I know. I gotta power through. No pauses. Friday Junior. Friday's tomorrow, though, and got some big things coming in on Friday.
Yeah, our meteorologist deemed it weather worn day,
yes,
John.
a lot of talk. Hundreds of messages between us last night. Hard to sleep. I couldn't stop forecasting because the models are a disaster with this one. But we are looking at impactful snow, and we know southeast Minnesota is going to get hit. When I talk about the nightmare with the models, it's the fact that they're not in agreement here. Now, I don't know why. I think they're going to be changing this right now. We'll see what they're doing. This is a watch, but this just disappeared. So National Weather Service maybe is changing this up. We'll have to see what they do here. But unless my system's not working. But we do have a watch. That's from 2 o'clock in the morning Friday until Saturday. It goes up to St. Cloud and then south. And you can see the warning here. That's 5 to 7 inches of blowing snow. So we know southeast Minnesota is going to get hit by this. Now, the system is still pretty far away. It's right here. The beginning stages of this, though, is already starting to show up in areas in South Dakota and Nebraska. That is going to be moving in. So you can see this tonight and tomorrow. This is going to slam areas like Madison, Wisconsin. We are right on the edge, but it was enough as we go through the day on Friday to hit very hard southeast Minnesota. But we got to talk about the differences in accumulation here from this model and all the models from what the impacts are actually going to be. We'll do that in our next forecast.
And keeping tabs right now on a stalled vehicle on 62 southbound. This is in Edina between Valley View Road and Highway 100. You can see it over here, the lights flashing. We don't have law enforcement there yet, so hopefully law enforcement or a highway helper will get out there soon to be able to help remedy this situation. But just be aware this morning we do have that stalled vehicle there in Edina on 62 southbound.
Megan, thank you. Well, as John mentioned, a winter blast is 24 hours away, sparking a weather-worn day for tomorrow. Now, the system is bringing Arctic air and possibly several inches of snow to Minnesota.
So that means now, right now, is the time to prepare for that. Cece Gaines is live in New Hope with what you need to know to stay weather aware. Cece, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, so right now, as you can see, things are not bad outside right now, but as you've been saying, tomorrow they could be. And, you know, you've been super pampered out on the road. I know Megan's been talking about that all week, but it won't hurt to be prepared if things do get dicey tomorrow. So first things first, if you haven't already, put that ice scraper back in your car even before you leave for work this morning. That could definitely help you out tomorrow. Another thing that you should know about, we know that flat tires and dead batteries are big problems when we get bad weather. And experts say if your battery is old, consider getting a new one. Or stock your emergency car kit with jumper cables and check the pressure on your tires. They also want you to check the tread on your tires and just, you know, see how old your oil is, make sure you have enough coolant, all the basics. And also don't forget to check that your windshield wipers work well. Another tip, you can use some grease or lubricant to make sure that your door doesn't freeze when those cold temps that John was talking about come in. Also, a blanket. Having one of these in your car can be super helpful just in case all else fails and you do have to end up getting roadside assistance at any point over the weekend. So just some tips for you to keep in mind. Coming up in about 30 minutes, we'll be talking about how to prepare your home over the next few days so you're safe and so is your family. Guys.
Yeah, you never know that you need all those things until you actually need them and you're stranded on the side of the road. Good advice there, Cece.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Hey, and don't forget you can stay up to date on all things weather with our KARE 11 app. It gives you access to live radar, forecasts, anything you need. You can find it wherever you get your apps or by scanning the QR code on your screen.
Well, 24 hours after a huge fire in St. Paul burned during our show yesterday, that building is now demolished. That fire ripped through the complex near University and North Milton. St. Paul Fire says one person was inside when those flames broke out, but they were able to escape through a window. While crews battled the fire, a firefighter had trouble getting out of the building and sent a mayday call and was pulled out by 2 other firefighters. Incredibly, in all of this, no one was hurt. Officials say the fire started in the basement, but they don't know exactly how. Well, this is video here of an emotional candlelight vigil from less than 10 hours ago, honoring the victims of the hotel shooting in Cloquet. Now, police released the names of the victims. Shelby Treadle was a clerk at the Super 8. Police found her shot near the check-in counter. She later died at a local hospital. The second victim, Patrick Rowers, was found dead inside a vehicle in the parking lot. And police believe Nicholas Lenius was the shooter and took his own life. Investigators right now are still looking for a motive. In the last 24 hours, one of the more notable Feeding Our Future fraud defendants pleaded guilty. Sharon Ross is the 17th person to admit to their role in the $250 million pandemic scam. Ross admitted to stealing $2.4 million in child nutrition funds while claiming to serve meals to hundreds of thousands of children at their legitimate St. Paul food shelf House of Refuge. The first trial for Feeding Our Future Dependents is scheduled for March.
This morning, some Minnesota Republican leaders say they don't like the new state flag. That's why they're launching an effort to keep the old one. The chair and deputy chair of the Minnesota GOP said the old flag holds historical importance and unites Minnesotans by recognizing the people and events that helped create our state. The state got rid of the old flag, which shows an indigenous person riding off while a white settler is plowing land with a rifle nearby because many found it offensive.
Right now in Minnesota, schools are serving 2 million more meals each month compared to this time a year ago. This shows families are taking advantage of the Universal Free Meal Program. Yesterday, Governor Walz, Lieutenant Governor Flanagan, and Education Commissioner Willie Jett spent some time serving lunch at Edgerton Elementary School over in Maplewood. They were there to tout the new meal stats. The program is costing $40 million more per year than originally predicted, but state leaders say it is worth the extra money.
Now our students can actually focus on learning and building healthy relationships with each other. Their attention is on class work instead of where they're going to get their next meal.
All the families of means who could make their child's lunch and can afford their child's lunch, do they need to get free lunch?
Republican lawmakers say the state should consider going back to means testing. That's a system of basing free and reduced cost lunches on income because of a possible deficit 2 years from now.
This morning, Mitra Jalali is St. Paul City Council's new leader. The incumbent received a unanimous vote from the new all-women city council as a first for our capital city. This group is also the youngest council ever be seated in St. Paul. They say they'll focus on community-based safety and affordable housing across the city.
Minnesota's DNR says the Upper Sioux Agency State Park will permanently close to the public on February 15th. This is the next step in the state returning the land to the Upper Sioux community by order of the state legislature last year. Within the park is a burial site for Dakota people who died in the Dakota War of 1862. The closure will allow the DNR to remove park infrastructure before the transfer is finalized in mid-March.
This morning, Minnesota